my channel. Listen, you know it is a lot of money to buy those makeup mirrors, and I am a mother and a grandmother with kids going to college still, and I just cannot fork over $300 for a makeup mirror. So guess what? I made my own, and I love mine a little bit better. So if you want to know how I made this makeup mirror, stay So I took my porcelain lamp holders, they come in white, and I've decided that I wanted to just go ahead and leave the ones that I had on my original one. I wanted to leave them black, so I went ahead and just kind of cleaned up the black, and I decided that I wanted my mirror to have a few of them going across. So decide on how many you want to go across your mirror and how many you want to go down, and that's how many you want to go ahead and paint. You just can use some shiny paint, flat paint, whatever kind of paint that you want. You want to go ahead and spray these and put them outside so that they can dry. Don't worry about painting, you know, just make sure you get around the edges. Don't worry about the back. Don't worry about getting down in there because the light bulbs are going to go down in there. And as you can see, I painted all of mine, and they are dried and they are ready to go onto my mirror. So next step coming. What you want to do before you start cutting anything is you want to decide how big you want your mirror. This time I want my mirror as big as the desk I'm going to use. So I got a bigger piece of plywood, but I didn't get a thick piece like I did last time. I've gone ahead and made the pattern that I like with my lamp holders, and I've started to measure out how the spacing I want. So I want them about an inch away from the side, so I went ahead and measured an inch away from the end for each of my lamp holders. to make sure that they are going to look even. And then I measured the bottom as well to be an inch away. Now, the spacing between the holders, I went ahead and measured those because I wanted to see just how far they were apart. And they were about 4 inches apart. About 4.5 inches apart. So I want to make sure that I remember that, because when I get to the other side, I want those lamp holders to mimic what I've done on this side. And I'm going to go ahead and use a pen and circle these so I know exactly where they are when I get outside and I get ready to cut. And you can use any pen that you want, or pencil. You just want. Okay, so I've got all my lamps marked, as you can see, so I know where I'm going to drill them. So now it's time to decide where I'm going to put my mirror. So my board is 47 inches in width, so I measured that from side to side. And I want my mirror to go in the middle, and I've decided to go with a round mirror. Of course, you can choose whatever mirror that you want. And I'm going to decide on a position for my mirror, which is going to be up and down. And what I've gone ahead and done is mark the center of my board with a little mark. That lets me know the middle of my board. So that's where I want to start off. Then I need to decide exactly where my mirror is going to go to make sure that it's going to be even on both sides. So I already know I'm going to start right there in the middle. So now I've got my mirror, and it's down in the middle, and I know it's in the middle because what I've done is I had already marked the middle, and I measured the width of my mirror, and I divided that by 2, and I made those marks on the side from the center. So it gave me 2 marks. So I know if I place my mirror between those 2 marks, I'm sure to have it in the middle. So you want your mirror to look correct, so you want to make sure that you're doing this. It's an extra step, but it's going to make it look fabulous. So make sure that you make your markings, and then once you do this, you are ready to use some power tools. So let's get straight to it. Okay, so right here I'm just using a 1/2-inch drill bit, and I'm drilling a hole in the middle of where I place my lamp. And I'm going to have to do this for all my lamp holes. So we're just going to speed this up, and I don't need to show you guys all this. I've already done 3. So I'm going to go ahead and put the camera down so I can go ahead and finish these, and then I'll come back when they're all done. Thank you.
Jake from State Farm at 6 in the morning. Give me that phone. Hello? Is this Jake?
Okay, so time to put those down. The 3 holes are already drilled to attach the base to sit my mirror up. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and put down some cement glue. You can get any kind that you want. This is the kind that I had already available that I've used a few times, so I'm going to go ahead and put that down. And I still have my son helping me out. So he's gonna go ahead and screw this down for me. There we go. Okay, so I have finished wiring my lights. They are all completed, and I have completed wiring my switch. So once you've decided on what switch you want to go ahead and get it wired. What I've done is I have chosen a toggle switch outlet, and it comes in a lot of different varieties. I went with the 15 amp switch with a plug underneath. You can also get one with just the switch. They have a lot of different varieties around, and when you pick up your switch, you want to make sure that you go ahead and pick up a face plate, whichever kind you like. They have a lot of different varieties around, so just pick up something that suits your style and whatever material you're using for your makeup mirror. And you want to make sure that you are using the correct wire twist when you connect the wires to your toggle switch. You want to get the correct gauge, and my wire is 16 gauge, and I went ahead and picked up the 16 gauge wires. So these come in yellow, orange, red, white, all kind of colors. So also, I went ahead and I picked up these, which are spade terminals, which sometimes you don't want to do this, which is difficult to get all that wiring underneath the screw. So these kind of help out with that. They're spades. The wire screws right into the bottom, and then you just slide the spade right underneath the screw. So these help out as well. And when you're working with electricity, you want to also have this handy, so you can just test and make sure if the lights don't come on or something's not connected right. You can always use this to see where the power is going and maybe where the mistake may be. So this comes in handy even if you aren't working on a project. If you lose lights in a room or something like that, or you're working on changing light bulbs or anything, it's great to have. So let's get back to what I'm doing. So while the positive goes directly to the lights, for the outlet we just have positive and a negative from the power source. So let's go over that again. I have a negative wire going into the switch from the power source, and on the opposite side, the negative hot wire going out into the lights, while the positive goes directly to the lights. For the outlet, I have just a positive and a negative from the power source. So that means that my switch is going to control my lights by turning them off and on, and my outlet is going to be on all the time. So if we've done this right, we will have lights. So let's see. Let's turn our switch on. Yes! All of my temporary lights are on. Done great. And it's time to go ahead and get that down so we can start seeing what this project is going to look like at the end. So keep on watching. We're almost done. Now I have decided which material I am going to use, and I have gone ahead and stapled one end of it down and not the other end, and left a little hangover on this side so I can make any adjustments that I need to make. And I already have my fluff down. I'm going to do that after I complete a little bit more of my plates. So right here I have another plate, so I'm going to go ahead and feel for it, mark it, and cut a X. And you can always do this a different way. This is just the way I'm doing it. So feel free to make adjustments. Some people like to put their material and fluff down and then drill down through that. I like to do it this way. So, like I said, feel free to make any adjustments. I need to make this hole a little bit bigger, X a little bit bigger, so I can get my plate through it. And there we go. It's down there. And I'm going to hope that my wiring is still hooked up to it. But I'm going to go ahead and drill this down. So it doesn't move. There we go. Okay, this is my finished product. I lost some footage, don't know where it went, but as you can see, I've got to get some more light bulbs, but I've gone ahead and put my mirror in, my switch face plate. I decided to go with a silver one, so I have to go pick that up. But my material is pink and gray, and I like this material. So yeah, this is my finished product. I like it. I think it's going to look great on my makeup table, and when the lights cut on, it's going to look even better. So I hope you like this tutorial, and it went from this, which this material is beautiful, and this is another way you can do it. It's a smaller version, and you just need to follow the same steps, just a change in the size of your wood, but the exact same steps, different material. This one is a bit longer, and that's the way the front of it looks. So I hope you learned something, and you can go out and make your own mirror. Thanks for watching.